Hi everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Happy Tuesday night. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. I was just getting some creepy treats ready for you. So, hope everyone's had a great week so far. Just check on my iPad and see who's here. Hopefully that technology will work for me this week. All right. Yeah. Almost with you. Won't be 1 second. Oh dear. Hi Glenda. Lovely to see you. Hi Jody. Sorry I'm a little late tonight. Oops, hang on, we got some feedback there. Sorry about that. Let's see if that's better. We're right down the bottom of the desk tonight. All right. Hope everyone's having a really great day. Hi Kim, it's a long time no see. How are you? How is everybody anyway? You all having a good week so far? I'm having a really good, well, it's a mixed week this week. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. But I had a fabulous day because I had some lovely company today. I had a visit from Kim. And I wanted to show you one of my creepy treats that I had made because I love Halloween. Oh, that's great, Glenda. I'm glad you're good so far. Jody, how are you? So this is my little, now before you ask what does it do, this is what we call an artist's trading block. So it sits on the shelf and it looks interesting. I can't really zoom it in, Jody. It might just be you. Are you watching on your iPad or on your phone? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. The problem is when I zoom in, I can't zoom out. Let's see, that might be a little bit better. Is that a bit better, Jody? I'm hoping that's better. Okay, so this is, yeah, I have zoomed in, Jody. That's about as far in as it'll go. Okay, so this is my, what we call an artist trading block. So, or some people will call it a shelf sitter. So, about a month ago, I was in TK Maxx with my dear friend Shani when she was visiting, and we saw these wooden blocks and they were painted all Halloween. And so I decided that I had one of these blocks at home, so I wasn't going to pay a fortune for a wooden block that's going to sit on my shelf for a month. All right. So, excuse me. So I grabbed a wooden block. I gave it some black gesso on it. So I didn't bother about the bottom. So this one, you might, I don't know if you recognise this stamp. Years and years ago, Stampin' Up had this beautiful Christmas set. It had all these swirly things in it. So that was, I had used this for that before. So I set about decorating my box on my block. So I just used the Them Bones suite. So I've just used pattern paper, some die cuts, lots of sponging, and these really cute glow-in-the-dark decorations. And these things here glow in the dark. Oh, you visited the vampire today and had 3 vials of blood. Oh. So this is what you call an artist's trading block. Okay, so this one, a lot of them are 2 inches by 2 inches, but this one's a bit bigger. And you just buy the blocks from Lincraft or one of those crafty sort of places. So it's a bit of work. It probably took an hour and a half to make, but I think it looks pretty cute. And I'll post some photos and a video later of how it looks in our house. It is expensive to post, so it's not meant to be a gift. So it's just meant to be, sit on your shelf and look pretty as a Halloween decoration. And I really love it because I love that Them Bones suite. So, keeping the Halloween theme in mind, because next week is Halloween, next Tuesday in fact, I thought that I would have a bit more of a play with that suite. I've got to find it in the catalogue. I've got all my suites all marked off because I think it's really quite cute. So the suite comes with this glow-in-the-dark paper that's up here. Move it down a bit. It's so cool, and it does glow like that. Okay, and the glow-in-the-dark embellishments. It has some pattern paper and uses some colours that I don't normally use, like Cajun Craze. I rarely use that. So that's a bit of a challenge for me. So it has the stamp set, the dies, and the glow-in-the-dark embellishments. And so I thought we would have a bit of a play with it. I did lose today. I mean, Kim will tell you I am losing everything at the moment. Even my mind, really. I lost my, I lost a set of dies, and I've been looking for them for 2 weeks, and they were right on the shelf above where I normally keep them. So, but today I lost my white embossing powder. So I have no idea where that is. So we're going to go silver today. So I've got 3 cards to work on. And yeah, Kim helped me find it today. So I don't quite know what's going on with why I keep losing things. Maybe it's I have too much stuff out. Now, this little, I want to tell you about this glow-in-the-dark paper. So one side is textured, and it's sort of got a greenish tinge, so that's the glow-in-the-dark side, and the other side is white. So, and it feels really textured. When you touch it, you go, ooh, it feels a bit like really fine grade sandpaper. I don't know what it would be like to stamp on it, and I'm not going to try that tonight. What I am going to do is I have cut some of them out already. So this suite has got lots and lots of things in it. Lots of dies. See, I've cut out some dies which I haven't even taken out. So, We're going to stamp a couple of skeletons on some basic black, and I'm going to heat emboss them, and we're going to make them silver because sometimes under the moon light the bones might look a bit silvery white, so we might start with that and go from there. So I've got 3 cards, and well, hopefully 3 cards. We'll see how we go for time. So I've got my little actually I'm not going to need that because I bought my Stamparatus upstairs because I thought that would be a better option. So we're going to start with our Stamparatus. Now I've got my Brutus Monroe stick and stamp mat. Hey Megan, how are you? You missed my creepy box. See my trick or treat box? I'll show you. I'm really proud of this. If you follow me on YouTube, which 300 people do now, I'm pretty excited about that. You'll see a video of this on YouTube. Not the instruction video, because that's coming out to my mailing list subscribers this week. So, yeah. So it's what they call a shelf sitter, or an artist trading block. No, it doesn't, Glenda. It's a solid piece of wood. So it'd be cool. You could do the same thing with a box that opens up. But yeah, it's just a solid piece of timber. And everybody asks me, what does it do? And it sits on the shelf. So that's all it does. So I've got my little skeleton. Excuse me. And I am just going to, before I get too carried away, pop one of my magnets there. And I have got my little embossing buddy. So I never do embossing online, so, or live, so I'm gonna emboss this, put my embossing buddy all over this. And we're gonna stamp it in Versamark ink. I'll put my, sorry that that's off the screen, but, and the reason I'm using my Stamparatus is because I want to make sure, well, I've got a couple already die cut, and I want to make sure that these all work really well. So it looks pretty good. There's a couple of little splotchy bits. So Megan, how are you? You well? Right. So I'm just going to grab my little cut and emboss machine. I don't feel like I've got much room today. You're eating dinner. You're okay. That's great. I hope it's something yummy. I scoffed my dinner down because Steve goes, do you want to have dinner before you do the video? And I'm like, oh yes. Not that I was going to have dinner because we had such a nice lunch, but I just had a piece of fish and it was so lovely. So I basically scoffed it down and ran up the stairs. So, but before we do that, before we cut it out, how about we emboss it? Boring old spag dog. That's one of my favourite things. Okay. So I'm using, as I said, silver embossing powder. And I decant my embossing powder into these little containers. And the reason I do that is because you can just dip your stuff in, your inked piece in. I just blow it to make sure all the powder is off. And I'll grab my little brush and get any little spare specks of powder out the way as well. Goodness me. And we need a heat tool. I did remember to bring that upstairs, everyone. Oh, it's a bit low. Now, I won't talk for a second while I heat this up. But I will put my piece of board down so you can see. Move that out of the way. So you can see it changing colour. I think it's pretty cute. I'll bring my cutting machine back so I can just cut him. I'm calling it a him. Hi everyone, how are you? I mean, Helen, everyone, I was reading your thing which says, hi everyone, had a bit late, had a full-on day. Well, I'm sure you did. Yeah. It's always busy this time of year. I was reading it that you were saying hello, so sorry about that. I was a bit confused. Oh dear. This could be a comedy of errors tonight. Alright, let's see if it's sort of cut right. Ooh, see, it's not looking too bad. And he sort of looks a bit brushed, like a brushed metallic. Okay, so I've got a couple more that I want to heat emboss, so, but they're already cut. I just have to stamp them. Do we have kids come around for Halloween? No, because we don't decorate the outside of our house, Megan. We only decorate the inside for me. I don't want a whole heap of kids coming. Wouldn't it be great? Glow in the dark ink. I think that would be fabulous, Glenda. Oh, I would have the best time with that. I've got 2 more die cuts that I've already cut. No. Oh, I'm being totally selfish there, Megan. I just... one of my girlfriends, she does the whole full-on outside thing. And their stuff is amazing. Like, she sent me photos over the weekend of what she was doing with some doll heads, which were really, really creepy. And what she was also doing with a skeleton, she was doing what they call corpsing it. So making it look like it was sort of a zombie, half decomposed person. That was disturbing. But anyway, but they have heaps of people come to their place at Canungra to have a look, and they love it. And they get dressed up, and but I'm not really into that. No, I don't have a favourite Halloween quote, Kim. I don't know. See, I don't watch scary movies. I just cannot watch movies that freak me out. So, like, I think the scariest movie I watched for Halloween is maybe Hocus Pocus. That's probably as scary. Or Gremlins. I'm definitely a PG Halloween girl. Yeah, it is really scary, Linda. And last year they dressed up as zombies. My niece-in-law, they normally have a party as well. But us oldies don't get invited to that. But it's pretty fun. I love seeing their costumes, and so like they dress up as things like Ursula from The Little Mermaid and creepy clowns and all sorts of things. They have lots of fun. They go all out, and that's great for them. I'll just put a bit more ink on his head. Her head. Make sure it's nice. For some reason, it's not liking. Not liking what I'm doing. So I'm just going to move my magnet and see if that makes things a bit better. I think that should be better. That's much better. Sometimes you just have to wriggle things around. Yeah, so let's move that one out of the way for now. So I thought tonight I'd do something a bit different and actually do heat embossing, which is not something I usually do on a video, because I like to talk, you know, and if you're heat embossing you can't really talk. So this one's looking a bit wonky. But I'm okay with him looking a bit wonky. He's going to be like a zombie skeleton. So does anyone else decorate for Halloween, or is it just me? I just find lots of really cute things, and but they even hung witches' hats this year, and I don't normally do that. I hung them up. No, not you. Oh, it's lots of fun. It's like decorating for Christmas. Now, I'm just going to blow around. He's like a rap dancing, he's spinning around. He's got that Dead or Alive song in his head, you know, he's spinning right round. Oh dear, it's been a long day. Now I'm okay with this one not having embossing powder on his head. because I want him to look a bit creepier. Like, he was cute, but I want him to look creepy. Sorry, I forgot to talk. I forgot I was talking and embossing and you can't hear me at the same time. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'll just take a mouthful of my coffee and go from there. Oh, his feet aren't done properly. Just got to check that they're all embossed properly. All right, so that's those three. All right. So, I'm gonna get started with our first card. They did come to life. It was you'll be having nightmares because it came to life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. This is a bit of fun. I'm going to start with my first card. And it's going to be a little shaker card. So, now, I decided to, with some encouragement from somebody on this video or watching this video, I'm okay, Jodie. I just I've got a bit of a dry mouth, I think, or dry throat tonight. I haven't been well for a couple of weeks with a fibromyalgia flare up, but I'm much better than what I was. All right, so this paper here is from the annual catalogue, and this is the it's a starry one. Let me just look up the name of it. It is called the Stargazing. Oh, Stargazing 12 by 12 paper. So I'm using the back side of those, but you could use the other side. Excuse me. So I've got my base card. I've cut this one to 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so we're going to stick that piece on first. So this is probably one of the simplest shaker cards that you will ever make. Okay. I'm not decorating the inside of these tonight, but all I would do to decorate the inside is to just pop a piece of white cardstock and maybe stamp a skeleton on the inside. Maybe not. Okay. Now I've got this piece here. So, and this is cut out using the Radiating Stitches die. So I cut the big one here, and I cut the little next size out to cut the middle out of it. All right. I've got a piece of, now it's supposed to be window sheet, but this is actually overhead projector film. And I've got some masking, so this is a tape we use for using your cutting machine just to hold things in place. So what I want to do is grab my little embossing buddy. I'm just going to, so this piece of acetate I've cut it the width that I want, which I think is about 5 inches, and I've cut it just narrower than this frame. I'm just going to get my embossing buddy and just wipe the inside of my window sheet. Now, what that will do is it'll allow your little shaker things to move. Alright, and I'm going to take this tape pop it along one side, and you don't really need very much. And we're just going to fold it over, but you probably need half the width of the tape, so I'm going to grab my scissors and just run it along, because you don't want it to be too wide. Okay. And the reason I don't want it, I want to make sure the frame covers it. Okay. Oh dear. I'm not allowed to get sick. I'm going away in 2 weeks. Well, less than 2 weeks now. And I've got such good things to plan for you. I've got a little game to play while we're away. So tune in each day. It'll be your evening. It'll be sometime in the day for me. I'm not particularly worried about it being a bit raggedy, because when I put it under here, it'll all be covered up, right? I haven't done the top bit yet. I'll just cut these bits off. So I've got some sequins from the annual catalogue. Now these are iridescent shaker iridescent shaker circles. What I would have liked is some proper sequins, like, you know, bright purple and green sequins, but I didn't have any, so whoops. So this is probably a bit too many. You've got to make sure that those corners are have no gaps. Like that particular corner has a gap, but we can fix that really easy. I've got a bit of easily, because I've got a bit of tape here. I'm just going to pop that over that corner there to make sure that it's nice and secure. So none of those little shaker things escape. Now, because it's a Halloween card, I have already, somewhere here, die cut some little bones. And I've die cut them in white. And also in the glow in the dark. Okay, so there's lots of little bones in here. So you could die cut them in metallics or whatever. I think that. And I'm just going to shove them in, shove some of them in. So you could do little bats. I didn't think about doing little bats before. And I'm going to keep maybe just 5 of them separate. Oops, that little piece fell off. It's wanting to be a bit facetious. Okay. When did I start the collection of Halloween things? Probably about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer, maybe about 9. When I think Paris was about 18, 19. I think it was around when she was about 18. So it's probably about 9 years ago now. Okay. And I did that because she really loved Halloween, and we were thinking of having a Halloween party, but I don't think we ever did. But yeah, hi Belinda, how are you? Hope you're feeling a bit better than you were earlier today. We're just making a little shaker card, and I'm making a mess as well. So did anyone guess correctly why from my Facebook photo earlier yesterday what was happening with all of our linen? I don't think anyone guessed correctly. So I know this is going to sound really hard to believe, but I was having a tantrum. That's what happened, because I'd asked for some help putting stuff away and I didn't get that help. So I chucked a tantrum and pulled everything out of the cupboard. Does anyone else do that? Or is it just me that was being totally irrational? It's quite funny. Yep, I wanted it folded right. That's exactly right, Jodie. Surely other people understand that. Well, I actually folded everything out, all other 5 shelves in the cupboard, and he only had 1 shelf to do, so I chucked a bit of a tantrum about that. But it's all nice and clean now. He put it all away yesterday afternoon because he had to trip over it to get to our bedroom. You were later because you've been putting in an order. Oh, I hope it's something good, Belinda. I hope it's something awesome. I love hearing it when people put in orders. I got a lovely order today. Oh, does anyone follow me on... oh, that didn't work. See, that's what happens when you don't use enough tape. I'm going to have to do that bit again. Does anyone follow me on YouTube? Because I posted a video on YouTube, which I had posted on Facebook Live, done a Facebook Live a while ago, and I uploaded it to YouTube, and it has, as of today, 21,000 views. So I am really excited about that. So, oh dear, this isn't working. This is supposed to be easy. I'm supposed to be showing you an easy way to do this. All right, let's try again. This is funny. Oh dear. We're going to put a bit of tear and tape along that edge just to hold it down. Maybe I should have used a stronger tape. I'm going to hold that down. So we're going to put tear and tape on both sides, okay? So this is what not to do when you are... Thank you, Jodie. This is what not to do when you're making a shaker card, all right? This should have been nice and easy, you know. Should have been fabulous. Well, it's just not going according to plan. Well, I guess it makes other people feel better when I stop up like this so badly. Makes other people feel really good about themselves. Don't you agree? I feel like I should just take it all apart and start again, but I'm not going to. I'm persevering because I'm stubborn. My mother will tell you that I am the most stubborn person she has ever met in her life. Okay. So use better tape than what I used, okay? It will be fabulous when we finish. Okay. You can't even see what I'm doing because I'm not even on the camera. All right. Just make sure you've got little bits that aren't going to seep out. And I'm putting stuff on both sides because I had to rethink how I'm going to do this because it's not cooperating. I was going to use dimensionals, but we'll see how we go. All right, we won't be beaten. That's exactly right. You haven't seen that side of me. Oh, Kim. That's why I didn't stay in bed today when I did feel like staying in bed. And my husband will tell you I'm incredibly stubborn too. It's a Taurian thing, I think. Very tenacious. Okay, so I'm going to just stick this onto the back of our frame, right? Start with the bottom. Grab this piece here. So I'm really looking forward to my vintage cards class on Saturday. Your mum was a Taurian. Huh? You think that Aussies would embrace Halloween and pumpkin scones? Yeah, maybe. Oh, had the most delicious pumpkin scones on Saturday because we went of all places to a hay bale festival. So it's held out at Kalbar, which is out near Boona, it's not Western Queensland, but Western Southeast Queensland. About an hour from our place, maybe about, or maybe even 45 minutes, not that far. And so what they do is they have once a year a big country festival, and they there's a big market day, and they have Oh, goodness. These little things are everywhere. Oh. This is just a disaster, people. Anyway, they have all these really great hay bales that they paint. I think that I'm going to have to redo this another week and show you that it's not as hard as what I'm making it look. I don't think I'll be posting this one to YouTube. Oh, people will go, oh my goodness, what on earth is she doing? And I've made shaker cards hundreds and hundreds of times. And I just cannot get this to work. Okay. Alright, we're going to pull this piece off. This is hilarious, really. So, it's leaking. Oh, goodness me. Can't get the thingy off. Yep, them brains. Alright, we'll just pretend it's working, alright? Okay, we're going to flip that over. Don't worry about that bit not stuck down. We're going to pull that bit out in the right spot. What on earth is going on? Have you ever had one of those days where nothing goes right? This is one of those for me. Pop those underneath. Lucky we have scissors and we can just, yeah, hopefully get this to sit on here. I'm making it look so hard. Anyway, you get the idea. It's supposed to sit there like that, really nice. This bit's supposed to be tucked under. Alright, it sort of looks not too bad. And I'm going to cover up that little corner bit anyway, so I'm not worried about that. Hopefully it doesn't all fall out everywhere now. Oh, good. Okay, that's a bit better. But it could be the gift that just keeps on giving, really. One of my friends, they put glitter in all of their Christmas cards. And so if you don't know, and they put it in their birthday cards, they put glitter in everything, or glitter and sequins and stuff. And they know that I don't like glitter. I'm okay with sequins, but glitter I just do not do. And so they do stuff to try and sabotage us, and you know that you're not going to open a card from them without it having glitter on it. Well, this is the wonkiest card ever. It's a bit like the Wonky Donkey. Anyway, I was telling you about the Hay Bale Festival. So they had a hay bale that they painted like a wonky donkey, and a Jonathan Thurston hay bale. It was so cute. And they had a very hungry caterpillar hay bale, but they changed their names of everything, so it was really fun. And it was worth the drive out there, and they only do it once a year, so it was lots and lots of fun to go and visit. Now, I'm going to put my little skeleton up the top here. And we do have black dimensionals, so it's probably not working the way that I planned, but you get the idea. And I'm using mini dimensionals just because that's what we have up here. And I really only need 3. Now what you could do is you could do a shaker card and put these little, put the skeletons inside the shaker. That would be fun. So they move around. Okay. So, I'll get rid of that. That's a problem with dimensional backings. They love the back of your, they love your window sheets and your acetate. So anyway, so it's not too bad. We're going to quickly stamp a sentiment. And let's just stamp a happy Halloween. Let's stamp a no bones about it, you're a sweet friend. Oh, the flowers. That's funny, Kim. I think that the flower would explode. Spring flower. Oh, that's really clever. All right, let's bring back my Stamparator. We're going to do a bit more heat embossing with this one. I think we might have, I'm still going to do it on the black because I quite like the black. Put my magnet right out the way. Okay, so I dusted it with my embossing buddy. Just going to move that magnet over here. All right, we're going to get our Versamark and ink it up. Just stamp it nicely. Make sure that it's all covered. Yep. Now, if you had a scrap of this orange, it'd look great in the orange. As I said, if I could find my white, we would have been having white skeletons and white stuff. And as Kim will attest, I've got stuff everywhere because I have been prepping for retreat and prepping for 2 classes and coffee, cake and cards and all sorts of things. Okay, let me just, she felt like she was at home. See, like, glad I could help, Kim. Okay, we'll bring in our trimmer. Looks pretty good. I'm just going to pop that in the bottom corner there. Put all this embossing powder on my table. We'll use some dimensionals to pop that up. You can see a skeleton mask there. Oh, there you go. So I don't normally make Halloween cards, but I wanted to make that artist's trading block, and I'm in the process of making a book as well, and that's a gift for a friend, and it will cost a bit to post, but they will love it, because I know that they're going to put lots of photos in it because they've got an event coming up, and will be excited to see how they work with how they put their photos in it. But I'm still working. That's why I have this paper and the stamp set, because I wanted to make this for a friend. And so this will accompany, well, a better version of this will accompany their book. And I think that we do need a little bit of bling wherever I might have put that. Okay. Well, here it is. Here's the bling. So we've got a couple of glow-in-the-dark ghosts, which I think I can put them on. About 3 ghosts. To give it a little bit of interest. I'll move this one down a bit. It's a bit too high up. Whoop! He wants to run away. Yeah, they've got a mind of their own. So we've got our little ghosts, and now if I cover them up, you'll see, I don't know if you can see, they start to, oh, I probably can't, if you get them on the right angle, they start to, yeah. So that's our first card. Let's be really quick with the next one, hey? All right, I've got another black base again. This time I have cut a frame out of 2 of the deckled rectangles. So the biggest and the 3rd biggest one. All right. A piece of cardstock, piece of paper somewhere. Alright, maybe we won't do that one. Of course we'll do it. Just gotta find the piece of paper that I bought to do that. You would think that everything would be where you think I'd put them, wouldn't you? But let's just go to plan B. We're going to try this one instead. We're going to use, I'm only going to do 2 cards because I'm running out of steam. So I'll do the other one next week on Halloween. So this is the last one. So even though I made such a mess of that one, I think that it worked pretty well. I've got another couple of deckled circles. I've also got one of these like little baggy things that you use to put your cards in, right? So what I'm going to do, now this is a much easier and less messy way of making a shaker card. So I'm just going to put my pattern paper in there, right? I am going to cut my pattern paper down a little bit before I put it in there. Maybe about an inch off the top, a little bit off the side. Now this is the paper from the suite, and I'm not worried that I'm going to cut a bit of the edge off, so I'm going to make it around about I'll cut it 3 3/4 that way, and then we'll turn it around. So we'll cut it down to about 3 5/8. All right. Then we'll have this piece here, and we just want it smaller than that. So about there. Right. So when I put this in my frame, it should be hidden. Should be. Okay? I'll probably take a little bit more off this side over here. Okay. I don't want to take too much off. So I've got our little bag here. We're going to pop this in our little bag. Right. I think stamping up the mini clear envelopes are the right size for this. Grab some of my chair and tape, wherever that disappeared to. Okay. Oh. And I'm going to put some chair and tape just around about there. So I have my my pattern paper pushed to one side. We're going to pop some sequins in here. Now you could use die cuts or whatever you like. Oops, and you don't want to spill them all over the table. Now these sequins are from the mini catalogue, but ideally you'd use really big, oh sorry, these are from the annual catalogue. Ideally you'd use nice big sequins for this sort of card. You could even colour your sequins with your stamping blends. Okay. Alright. You don't want it on the back. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just take my paper out and pop it behind my sequins, like that. Push all my sequins to one corner. Okay. Like that. Then use your sticky bit here. Close the top. Grab, take this piece off. You want that nice and tight, right? I'm just going to fold this over. So this is a much quicker way of doing a shaker card without a whole lot of trying to find trying to use, what do they call that stuff, foam and acetate. And so I do shaker cards like this quite often for Christmas cards, with just the Stampin' Up! Clear envelopes. All right, so you've got your shaker element, and it's not leaking like the other one. So it's so much easier. All right. We're then going to stick that onto the center of your card, again using your tear and tape, or if you've got Seal Plus, use Seal Plus. I'm just using tear and tape because it's what I have. Now, a little trick when you're using tear and tape is, if you're wanting to get it sitting right on your card and you want to have a little bit of wriggle room, don't take all the tear and tape off completely initially. Right, I'm just going to put a piece of tear and tape here across that bit, but I'm not taking the backing off it. Okay, so what I mean is, take your pick tool or your point of your scissors and just prise a little bit off, say about that much, and then on that side, and then on this side here. So you don't want to take it all off, just a little bit, with enough so that you can grab hold of it, okay? And then this bit here. All right. So then, when you pop it on your card, you've got those bits that are hanging out, so you can line it up in the center or wherever it is that you want it to go. You've got a bit of wriggle room, and then when you press it down, you can just, when it's in the right spot, you just pull those pieces off and it sticks. How cool is that? That's a pretty simple trick that I learned that trick from a really lovely American crafter named Rick Adkins, who used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and he was fabulous. He has lots of fabulous little tricks like that. So we're going to pop our frame on. Now I'm using my mini dimensionals because they're the right width, and I'm using lots of them. They're cheap. Just use a heap. Just use as many as you want. Okay. They're really fabulous. So it's starting to come together. So is anyone watching anything good, any good series at the moment? I've got to finish the new season of Loki before my Disney subscription ends next month. But I'm looking for a good, and I don't have Netflix. So if you're watching anything on Apple TV or Prime, tell me what it is that you're watching. I know us not having NCIS with Will Trent. Oh, I like NCIS. I like Hawaii Five-0 actually. So we decided to get rid of some of our streaming services because we couldn't find anything to watch. And we had all these streaming services, and I won't give up Amazon Prime because I like the free shipping. And I won't give up Apple TV because I like the music. So I had to give up Netflix and Disney. So what else are people watching? No, I haven't seen Will Trent. What is it about, Kim? Jodie, what have you been watching? What about you, Glenda? And Megan? Okay, so we're starting to see... We've got lots of sequins in there, probably way too many, but I quite like lots of sequins. Now, if you were if you really wanted to be really clever, when you're making this shaker card element, and I have shown this a few times, fill the, you can actually clear emboss that whole sheet of pattern paper. And then in the piece of plastic, you put some hair gel or some hand sanitizer and some glitter, and you can make a slimy card. It's pretty cool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our demented, slightly deranged skeleton in front of this one here. And again, lots of dimensionals on him or her. But this pack has got all sorts of lovely things in it. So you could give your skeleton a top hat, or you could give it shoes or a cane and a bow tie. But I just like the skeletons as they are. So Bloodline on Netflix. Well, I can't watch Netflix. Oh, well, I think I've got a week left. So, yeah. I just didn't have enough new movies. We watched something fairly new with, before we cancelled Netflix, with Mark Wahlberg. We seem to watch a lot of Mark Wahlberg and Jason Strawn. No, nowhere on Netflix. Oh, no. So we seem to watch a lot of their movies, and we always watch rock movies. So, yeah, but we just couldn't get into quite a few things. So, there's just too many streaming services and too many options, I think. And like, I find it really ironic that a person who watches The Crown, like my husband, will then go and watch something that's really bloodthirsty. So we've got our little guy here. And we're going to do a little bit more heat embossing. And this will be the last bit. We're going to say boo to you, I think. And I'll also do, yeah, we'll just say boo to you, and I'll do a happy Halloween for the inside. So when I put my strip of white on the inside, piece of white on the inside for them to write on. Oh, that was the other thing that I wanted to do before I remember, before I forget. I've already die cut a moon and some stars. So I want to put a glow in the dark moon on here. And I should have put it inside, but we'll see how this goes on the plastic. This is where you need those adhesive sheets. Okay. I'm going to pop that just about here. If that works. And I've got a little bit of glue on my finger, so I'll grab my take my pick tool, flip that over. Got a bit of glue on my finger, so I don't want to waste that glue. Grab my take my pick tool and pop a little star up there. Got a bit of glue on the end of this one. He's an eclectic one. Yes, he is. I'll pop a little star over there, so we'll use the pattern of the paper. Come on, stick there. We've got a couple of stars and this moon. And that'll glow in the dark. Probably didn't need them. All right. Where are my pieces that I just got out? The boo to you and the happy Halloween. We use our Stamparatus. So you can tell I'm running out of steam, can't you? That first card was way more challenging than I intended. Okay. Here's my embossing buddy. A little bit stuck to it. Glued up. All right. So, what else can I tell you about today? I can't really tell you much today. There's I've sort of had my head down and bum up the last couple of days. Just trying to catch up. Right. Let's grab our Versamark ink. You love this card too. Yeah. I think it's a lot of fun. I just have fun with Halloween. One of my friends, she buys some of my Halloween cards from me, usually. So when it does, you can see here it hasn't stamped properly. That's because your magnet is in the way and it's just too thick. So You just move it around and it's stamped perfectly. Ah, you can't watch the live next week. Do you have a note, Jodie? Well, I don't know. What are you doing that is exciting next week? I hope it's something good. Well, there won't be a live the week after, Jodie, because I'll be somewhere exotic. I could be like Morocco, or no, I wouldn't be in the Middle East, but it could be somewhere really exciting. Oops. I'll just put a little bit. Just gonna. You'll be in a cabin 5 steps from the sea. Well, I guess it'll be okay. All right, we'll quickly emboss this one. I'll just stop talking. Looking pretty good. All right. I'm going to cut out a little boo to you first. I think I finally caught up on sending out all my birthday cards this week. I've got one to hand deliver yet, but I think I've caught up on them all. Oops, that just needs a little bit more off that side. I didn't know I had so many birthday cards to send out, you know. And then we'll cut the Happy Halloween. For the inside. And I got a card in the mail today, well, and I know that it will be a lovely card, and I just haven't had the chance to open it. Steve goes, "Oh, you got a card from someone." And he gets as excited as I do when we get handmade cards, because otherwise, most of the time it's just bills. So I don't actually get many handmade cards in the mail. I've had a couple from Megan, and I've had one from Glenda, but and one from Kim, but I don't usually get a lot, which is a bit sad sometimes, because you go, oh, I like seeing what other people make. But one of my friends told me she doesn't send me a handmade card because she doesn't think that her cards are as good as mine, so she doesn't want to feel embarrassed. And I think that that's just sad, because I wouldn't judge her on her card. I think we might put this just down in this little corner here. And we're going to put it on 2 layers of dimensionals to make it stand up. Take the backing off that one. Funny how people think like that. Yeah. You were excited to get mine? Oh, that's great. Glenda, did you get one from me as well? And I sent one to Helen too, so I don't know. Some of them have taken a long time to get there. Like Jodie's birthday card didn't arrive until like now. It was a bit weird. I think it needs to be on an angle. There we go. So there's our Boo to You card and our No Bones About It card. I feel like I want to trim that off. It took weeks, yes. So this, when I have got my piece of white, I'll just pop that on the inside. So there are our 2 cards tonight. If you subscribe to my mailing list, you will get 2 Halloween tutorials this week. One is the block, one is for a treat bag. So yeah, oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot bling. Quickly just put the baddie bling on here. Yeah, so you'll get those this week. I was just editing the last tutorial today, so I'm hoping it will upload. So have a great night, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. Jodie, have a great time away next week. I'll see some of you for Coffee, Cake and Cards next week. If you're watching on replay or on Facebook or YouTube, just make sure you like and follow me. All right, and leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube. All right, have a great evening. Happy creating, everyone. Bye for now.